It's your boy E.T.
This is your opportunity. This is your moment.
YPR Radio.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy E.T. Welcome to another edition of YPR Radio. Listen to me, guys. We have something fascinating for you today. As a matter of fact, Alex tells me that this is one of the most phenomenal stories he's heard in 2 years. So I'm excited. Man. This is a treat. Diego.
Yes, sir.
Diego.
Go, Diego, go, baby.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, How are you doing?
I'm great, but I'm wondering. I've heard, like, okay, people say it all the time, starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
And so whatever's under bottom, I mean, that's the song. You started from whatever's under bottom.
Yeah.
And you're wearing Louis now. So I need to know. We got to talk about it. You know, where you started and how you got to where you are. So there's a lot of ground to cover. So let's just start with, where were you before this opportunity?
Yeah, of course. I mean, really how my story started, you guys, is, after I graduated high school, my entire life, I've seen my parents struggle day in and day out. And, I see this happening, a lot. With a lot of different families, you see a lot of people struggle, but I had to witness it firsthand. There were times when, the unemployment rate was so bad that my dad couldn't find a job for months. Okay, and there would be times when he would literally, he would have to go out there and shovel driveways for days. Like, there would be times when I wouldn't see him for about 2 days, and it would come, back home, and I would see his feet just shaking.
Wow.
They were almost purple to the point where, where we actually had to carry him to the bathtub to put him in warm water. And what that did for me is just made me realize that I need to fight harder for my family. That is, when you talk about why, that my family is my why. My family is the reason as to why I make this work. After I graduated high school, I really had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. At 18, I definitely was not ready to decide what I was going to do for the next 60 years. And, also I was broke. Like, I couldn't afford going to college, and I didn't want to go into debt. At the time, my mom, she actually used to work at cleaning houses, and my dad used to work at a Subway. Okay, so what happened is that I got a job myself. I worked in a lot of different locations. I actually used to work at this hotel kind of far away from where I lived. And since I didn't have a car at the time, I had to ride my bike, okay? Wow. My routine for about 3 months during the winter was waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning and riding my bike for an hour and a half to get there. Okay, wow. I remember this one time when my tire actually popped, and it took me 2.5 hours to get there.
Wow.
And it's crazy, I worked so hard for this company just because my dad instilled that belief that you have to work hard.
Work ethic.
And the best gift that I got from that company was a gift card to Subway. My dad works at Subway because I got it for free, but,
right. Right. How ironic.
Yeah, I actually get with the performance that you get to show in this company, you get so much more than what you expected. And one of the best things that I've gotten from this is just personal growth. I feel like I've grown myself a lot more through this entire experience than I have, in 19 years.
Wow.
And it's crazy just because you get to be around so many cool people that show you how it's actually supposed to be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you first of all, I'm proud of you. I mean, the fact that you rode your bike and flat tire, I would have gone back the other way. I don't know if I would have kept going toward the hotel. So when you get there, so if you're driving that far, riding your bike that far, apparently you're a manager of the hotel, you own stocks or something in the company.
Actually, no. I actually used to be a housekeeper.
A housekeeper.
A little lower than that.
Okay.
I actually used to scrub toilets. I used to clean bathrooms and stuff.
Wow.
Which was disgusting. I used to see some ridiculous things, but it kind of I got to a point where I was doing this day in and day out, and I was thinking to myself, I really have no idea what this is teaching me. I can clean my house really, really well.
Right.
But this is not teaching me anything. So
wow.
I needed to look for something different, and I always had that entrepreneurial mindset, but it wasn't until about 10 months ago, when I actually got approached to do this by a really, really good friend of mine. I actually got approached by an Amway representative, and I called my buddy Evan up, and Evan's like, yeah, dude, I'll come check it out, whatever. He comes over, and he's like, I have to tell you about something. Okay,
wow.
And that's when he got me on the phone with Zach Babiars. Zach Babiars was really the one that explained this entire thing to me. And here's one thing that I want you guys to understand, you guys. Don't try to convince your friends to do this. You know, one of the best statuses that I saw a BK post was, don't sell them, just tell them.
Wow.
You know, all you have to do is literally just tell your story. You know, and if you're convicted enough to the point where you believe that this can actually change someone's life, you don't need to convince anybody. You just need to tell them what this has done for you and just help them make the decision whether or not this is right for you. So that's what he did for me. And, you know, I fell in love with so many things. I fell in love with the product, the concept, but even more than that, I fell in love with what this could do for me, for my friends, and for my family. Like, I genuinely saw this as my only way for me to become successful, and I started running with it. When I first got started, yeah, there were a lot of people that didn't believe in me. You know, there were some people, you know, including my dad, you know, in the beginning, he didn't really believe that this was actually going to happen for me. And I know that there's a lot of people that have haters out there, you guys, but you have two choices. You either prove them right or you prove them wrong. I made that decision that night to go out there and make it happen. Okay, I left home and I started traveling and I started telling my story. And since I didn't have a job at the time, I would go with like $12 in my bank account, you know, off of that, you know, Mickey D's diet, just trying to get by, you know. But I had to make a decision to make it work. And what happened is that something inside of me just sparked. You know, it got to a point where I saw that, you know, I had my best friends, you know, that I had to lead, and I just had to make it happen. And obviously it's been working out. You know, I'm an executive right now, about to hit Star Executive this area, which I'm excited about. Thank you. But, you know, we always talk about the money, but it's not even about that. You see, with this opportunity, you literally get the chance to impact so many people's lives, even your own. Okay, you get to fly wherever you want to fly to. You get to see things that you've never been able to see.
Absolutely.
And you can even retire your parents. You see, about a month ago, I actually came back from a business trip and I saw my dad laying in bed. Okay, we hadn't talked in about 6 months. So I, you know, obviously went up to my mom and I asked her, you know, what happened? You know, what's wrong with my dad? And she actually said, you know, he almost passed out because he was using some chemicals to clean this house, you know, to get some money. Okay, so he'd been laying in bed for a week, and that's when I kind of just had to bite my tongue and get rid of my pride. And I went up to him and I told him, listen, I don't care what I have to pay for. I'll pay for bills, I'll pay for gas, I'll pay for groceries if that means that you'll never have to work another day in your life again. 2 weeks ago, I had the chance to retire my dad.
Wow.
So,
Come on.
appreciate it. Understand that this is so much more than just money. This is becoming a movement. A lot of people, you know, compare this to Facebook. This is so much more than Facebook. This is a revolution, and what this is changing, it's bringing so much hope to people that I've never had it before.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best parts about this is that you get to share your story and inspire people to see their lives as they've never been able to see before. When I was in high school, I was really bad at math, and I used to feel really, really stupid. You know, and one of the best quotes that I've heard, you know, from Albert Einstein was when he said, you know, everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by his ability to climb a tree, he will go his entire life believing that he's stupid. So my point is that every single person has something that they can give. It doesn't matter where you are, you know, what it is that you do, you have something to give. Okay, and when you make it about money, it's not gonna work. So in order for this business to work, you have to get to a point where money is not your objective. Money is just a result. But what you're genuine, it's gotta be genuine. You have to genuinely want to go out there and help people. Like that's the only way you're ever gonna be able to see something like this flourish, for sure.
I'm sorry, I got caught up. I apologize.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot I was the host. All right. So let me ask you this though, because one of the things that I'm hearing is belief and hope.
Yes.
And so there are a lot of young people who experience what you experienced, but for whatever reason, they're stuck there. You know, my mother used to say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But sometimes I think people are trapped because they just don't know any better. What would you say to that young person that is, you know, just trapped and does not have this hope or this belief? What happened for you that this experience, this company, this opportunity evoked that in you?
There was a lot of mentoring involved from people like Nick Pataki. You guys got to hear from him, an amazing leader. You know, Zach Babiars, Alex Morton, and these people genuinely like instill that belief. Because at first, you might not believe it in yourself at first. Okay, so you have to have someone, you know, a mentor in your life. You have to get a life mentor to literally help you see that you can actually achieve something. And then when you get to a point where you understand that it only takes one person for you to become successful, which is yourself, and you believe that genuinely, that's when change will happen. You see, a lot of people go into this trying to prove someone else wrong. but that's not the goal. You see, your goal should be to prove yourself right. Prove yourself that you can actually achieve something. And when you're so convicted to the point where it's like that do or die attitude, like, it doesn't matter what rank you are. It's all about, you got to create that fear of loss to people. Like, if I don't follow you, I don't know what I'm going to do. When I first started, it was like, I'm going to make this happen regardless of whether you guys get involved or not. I want you guys to understand that. In the process, I want to help people. That's why I'm showing you this opportunity, but it's going to happen regardless. And I will talk to 500 people a day if that means that that's what it takes to make it happen. So you have to have that conviction. If you're in a place where you're in a fence about this, you have to get out of there. That's no man's land. Okay, you have to get to a point where you make the decision and you make this the only, way for you to become, successful. To a point, because honestly, my passion is art. But at the same time, I know that an art degree is extremely expensive, and also I don't want to become, a starving artist. But with this, I've gotten, the chance to not have to worry about money. Because see, life is not, about money. Most people say, I don't want, money to control my life. Money's already controlling your life. If you're waking up tomorrow at a certain time, because you have to show up to work to pay the bills, money's already controlling your life. You have to get to a point where money isn't an issue, and that's what I've been able to do with this, so that I can actually follow what I'm genuinely passionate about. You have to have that conviction to say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this happen, for sure.
Let's do this, because me and you can, we'll talk the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great. So let's go to your callers.
Yes.
So we have, our first one is Clayton. Give me a little background.
Clayton Ruff. Okay, this is, I've had the privilege to do the business with my best friends. And this is the kid who literally I would be able to just tell everything to. We've been best friends since sixth grade, since I came to America. Actually, one of my biggest difficulties was, English and public speaking. So this guy.
I can't tell for whatever reason, Diego. I can't tell.
Yeah, it was hard at first. You should have seen me in my public speaking class in high school. But this guy, man, he's the reason as to why I kept with this. He was always there for me, always the guy that's been pushing me, and I look up to him. And my organization, because he's got so much to offer. He's right now about to hit diamond this month. It's crazy. I just want him to share his story and just tell you from his point of view, really what's happened to his life, with this entire opportunity, for sure.
Wow. Clayton, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. Now, Diego, you talk about energy and passion. So I'm believing that this downline, you guys had that same kind of passion. So talk to me, man. What has this experience been like for you, and what would you say, to other young people who are thinking about joining this movement?
In all honesty, man, this has completely changed my life. When I first came into this, I'm going to be real, I didn't have the highest belief level. I was, getting Skyped in by Alex, getting pumped up with my friends. And, I didn't really know where this was going to go. I just was like, I want a Beamer or whatever. But since then, it's completely changed. It started working. I saw where this was heading. And, I've just been getting more excited literally every single day. Because like Diego said, man, I've been there with him from the beginning. I saw him struggling. I saw his family struggle. And I saw what this could do for him. And literally, he's been able to change everything, man. I knew his dad, before when he was working all the time. He was tired, miserable, sick. And now, literally, when I see him, he looks happy. And he's actually passionate. He's a part of the business. And he's taking this seriously. So literally, it doesn't matter where you're from. It's about where you're going. And with this company, it gives you a clear-cut plan to literally change the rest of your life. You just have to act upon it. It's just up to you. And honestly, it's just been nuts. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Wow, Clayton. I'm happy for you guys. I could see.
It's VTF.
Yeah, I could see the passion. Just his disposition, man, is obvious. Well, I want to wish you guys the best. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick, in the squad, you got to watch out for this group right here, because some amazing things are going to happen. So, man, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to have the opportunity to meet you one day. You got Austin now.
Austin. Austin. Yeah, you actually just talked to his brother, Connor. Austin,
okay. Man,
he's got that fire. Like me and Alex, we always talk about, the people we see, hitting Royal or hitting Pinnacle in this industry. And Austin, he's just got that, vision. He's just, when you see him, you understand. And he's just a personable guy, someone that you can genuinely connect with. So yeah, I just want to have him share his story for sure.
Good, Austin. Austin, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thanks for having me, guys. It's so funny to me because I watch this YPR radio all the time, and it's so crazy because starting this journey off, it's funny. I got approached by Connor and Clayton, so long ago about this business, turned them all down, called it a scam, and just made fun of it. And what I learned is hilarious because I remember making Facebook posts and all these things, making fun of Vemma. And what I learned was, the brain impulses of love and hate are so similar that it's like all that passion I turned against hating on Vemma. It's just once I learned about, where the big picture, where this is heading for everybody, it turned to absolute obsession. It's strange to me because through this whole journey, watching the beginnings, watching my friends and family, move up through the ranks and grow so much, I had no clue where this was headed for me. I never wanted it. Connor came up to me, and it's funny because he had the worst approach you could possibly have in network marketing. Ended up, long story short, getting on board, had, similar to Clayton, had no belief level. My plan was to make an account, sit on it, and never touch it again. But then ended up watching a video of Alex Morton, months ago, ended up, watching his video and I was like, what? People think like me. I was like, I'm not the only person who has these crazy dreams. And it's so funny because what I've learned, I've learned some absolute life-changing things. You take away the money, you take away the cans in the car, and all this thing. What's so powerful to me is to be able to achieve the crazy dreams you have in your head. First couple weeks of me being in this business, I remember going to the Mercedes dealership every single week. I'd get a ride up there, and I'd sit in the cars for a half hour to an hour every couple of days. And the salesmen at the dealerships would make fun of me and say I wasn't going to get the car. And that was a big dream for me. And I'm sitting in my dream right now calling you. So what that really taught me was it's not about the cars and the crazy lifestyle. It's about being able to achieve, what's in your mind. And what I realized was it's crazy to me that I was so turned off by the idea of this because what I learned was there's so many people out there looking for what Vemma provides, time and financial freedom. That's what everybody's after. And it's crazy because I feel like so many people are so scared of the positive change in their life that this could bring. They're so set in their ways and so used to the daily grind that the idea of achieving something spectacular, I take that quote you have to heart, be phenomenal or be forgotten. For the longest time, I felt like I was just living such a mundane, average life. And then, I just flipped the switch and decided, why not be amazing and why not do it with your friends and your family? So it's absolutely extremely powerful. I learned to take ego out of the equation and just become, comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I was freaking out before this call, and then I realized, I used to watch this show all the time, and I finally get to be on it. Seeing Diego on this call and seeing so many people that I love and care about, what I really realized was, I feel this is how everybody should be able to live their life. Everybody should be able to unlock that full potential. So it's absolutely life-changing.
Wow. Austin, thank you so much for your time. I hope this 513, is that Ohio?
It's 513, Cincinnati. Whoop.
All right, yes. So we had an opportunity to meet up. So hopefully Austin will get a chance to meet. Thank you so much for your time and continued success to you guys. All right, so Jason is our last guest.
Yes. Jason, he actually he used to be, because my entire high school, they used to bash me on this entire thing, and he used to be one of the kids that used to bandwagon.
One of the bashers.
Yeah,
Yes.
His mindset changed when I met up with him, and I put everything into perspective, and that's when he was like, I just saw his face and was like, what? Like, wait, what? So that's when he actually got involved. And the crazy thing is that, this is a kid that, in high school I didn't really know that well. I know we used to play soccer together, but I didn't really know him that well. And through this, we've developed such a family culture that I'm proud to call him my brother now. Because he's one of the kids that I know he works his butt off, to make sure that this entire thing works for him. So Jason, are you on the line, brother?
What's up, bro?
What's up? How you feeling, Jason?
DC, it is an honor to be on this call with you, man. I'm excited.
I don't know about that, man. It's an honor for me to be on the phone with you, and what you guys are doing is phenomenal, man. You're giving, other young people an opportunity to understand that, for real, they can, have the life that they dream, that you don't have to wait until, you're in your 30s or 40s, or, you don't have to retire in your 50s and then start living life. You could do it while you could still walk. So definitely, man, it's an honor for me to be on the phone with you. So talk to us, man. What's the experience been like?
This whole experience, ET, it's entirely changed my life. I know a lot of people say that, but it has. And the thing is that, like Diego said, we weren't close friends in high school, and 10 months ago, it's funny, but 10 months ago, I was actually bashing on Vemma. I was tearing it apart. I never thought it was real. And then when I gave a chance to for Diego to actually talk to me, and I had an open mind to hear it out, it just clicked. Like, I just understood that network marketing, this is what we do. This is our generation's business.
Absolutely.
Like, we're taking this to the top.
Absolutely.
And what we're doing out in Ohio is crazy. Like, I'll tell you right now, Vemma Team Familia, the network that Diego's created, is literally a family. Like, what we do is we work together. We bust our butt day in and day out to do this. I'm in Cleveland right now with my team right here, and what we're doing is insane, okay? I want to give a shout-out to all my teams, Cleveland, Wickliffe, Youngstown, Hyde Park, and most of all, Westchester. My boy Jason Meyer out in Westchester.
Jeez,
I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for my team, honestly. Like, it's an honor to be on this call, and it's been one of my goals since day one to be able to get on this and talk to you. But the thing is that none of us would be here if it wasn't for our team and if it wasn't for our leadership from Diego as well. Diego is literally the glue that keeps us all together. He's the person that fires us up, keeps us going, and just gets us motivated day in and day out. His story is insane, and his work ethic, he doesn't sleep unless his team is cycling, unless his team is ranking up, getting to where they want to go, because that's what this business is about. That's what's so beautiful to me, is that, one, you can out-earn anyone because you're paid on your efforts, and two, you have help of people making money with you. Like, you've got a family, and most of all, it's your close friends that you're building this business with. Like, you're literally helping your friends and then helping yourself by default. Like, you're helping your friends get out of the situations that they're in, because you don't know how bad of a situation some people are in, like Diego. I never would have guessed he was in that beforehand because I didn't know him. But now seeing what he's done with this and literally be able to pay his family's bills, that's inspiring.
Yeah.
And your story, ET, is inspiring too. Like, I wake up every day, watch your videos, and that's what gets me going. And I can't wait to be in the position that Diego's in today.
Be here, yeah.
It seems like you'll be here before I get back. Seems like you'll be here. Man, thanks, man. I appreciate what you guys are doing with the company. Like I said, it's when you look at the machine that they put together, man, it's unbelievable. And so to have, if you know anything about race cars, man, you got to have the right person, behind the wheel. It's a great machine, but you got to have somebody that knows how to drive that thing. And it sounds like you guys know how to do it, and you're changing lives. So keep doing what you're doing. It'll be an honor for me actually to sit next to you, soon. So take care, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the Ohio area.
Whoop, whoop. Heck yeah.
I hope so too, man.
All right,
Shout out
man.
to VTF one more time.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so before we get out of here, Diego, we talking to the underdog that just can't see, their way out. There is no light at the end of the tunnel for them. They don't believe that they could be a part of the American dream. What are you saying to those guys?
You just kind of have to believe, like they always say, believing makes it possible, faith makes it real. You have to have faith that something like this can happen, for sure. But you have to have faith that the American dream is still alive. I hear so many people say the American dream is dead. No, you just have closed your eyes. What we do in this business is we help people open their eyes to something new, something different. Because if you understand just what's happened throughout history, you'll understand that when times get hard, that's when people get creative. That's when people rise. And that's exactly what's starting to happen right now with this company, you guys, is that we're all starting to develop this family culture. And let me just touch on this, for a little bit. And this is some advice for some of the leaders in the YPR right now. Understand that you have to create that family culture. You have to develop this culture with your family, with your team, to the point where it's family. Because, one of the best quotes that I've heard from Big Sean is, blood makes you related, but, loyalty makes you family. And that's one of the things that I, preach on my team, Vemma Team Familia. Like, honestly, you guys, if you think about it, if you come for money, you leave for money. And we see this happening day in and day out. But if you leave your family, it's been proven that you're a coward. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. You have to create that, that feel that everybody, around you is family. Everyone's brothers with each other. And you're just willing to do absolutely anything you can for them.
Yeah, so I want to say to those of you, who are trying to make a decision. I mean, what you said is critical, Diego. Be loyal to yourself. Before you could be loyal to anybody else, you have to be loyal to yourself first. And so my thing is, if you're not doing something great and you see another group of people doing something great, why not do it?
Exactly.
But if you're doing something great, then you don't need to do it. So if you're watching and you're not amazing, you've not experienced amazing, and you want to experience amazing, you need to make the decision to become a part of an amazing, family. So once again, I say it all the time, if it was easy, everybody would do it. But it's simple because Verve, Vemma, BK, they've made it simple. They put the system together. And so struggle is a part of success. Without struggle, there's no progress. So once again, man, it's your boy E.T. with another edition of YPR Radio. I'll see you when I see you.
Yes, sir.